Ah, there you are again. Pull your chair closer, feel the warmth on your hands, and let the world outside step back a few paces. The universe continues. It hums like a great slow cello, a note so deep you feel it in your ribs more than you hear it in your ears. Under the wind, under the crickets, under the steady clock of your own heart, tonight we go farther, deeper, gentler. We will wander the long corridors of the cosmos and leave soft footprints no tide can erase. Begin with breath. In a quiet sip of night. Out a patient river leaving the mountain, again in and out. Slower still. Good. People think the universe is only above them, a ceiling pricked with silver, but it is also beneath you, within you, between each blink and thought. The blackness behind your eyelids is a cousin to the night between galaxies. Your neurons fire like constellations mapping a private sky. When your mind drifts, it is not falling apart, it is expanding, like space itself, allowing more room for wonder. Let me tell you a secret about time. Time is not a straight road. It's a braided river. It splits, it joins, it meanders, it takes shortcuts through the marsh, and then returns to its main channel as if nothing had happened. Clocks are boats on that river. Some move fast in rapid water. Some drift in still pools where minutes widen like ponds at dusk. When you rest, the boat slows, the banks blur, and the river sings. Long ago, before mountains had names, the universe was a dense, warm whisper held close. Then, mysteriously, generously, it loosened its grip. Space unfolded like a sail catching wind. Not an explosion in a room, but the room becoming air, the doors becoming horizons, the walls becoming distances that could hold stars. That first light, small and fierce, did not vanish. It thinned, it cooled. It became the background glow that still touches your skin, faint as a memory of summer. Imagine drifting through that afterglow. No rush, no destination, just the old light on your face like lace curtains in a morning window. Now we pass into the gardens of gravity. Gravity is the universe's invitation to come closer. A tender one, but persistent. A cloud of dust hears it, gathers, folds inward, warms, and sings fusion into being. A star is a conversation. Pressure answering gravity, light answering dark, order answering the ancient urge to spread and the equally ancient urge to hold. Around such a star, a disk of leftover dust learns patience. It sticks, clumps, collides kindly, then not so kindly, melts, cools, and wakes as worlds. Some are stone bowls that hold oceans. Some are glass marbles with icy sighs. Some are giants that brew storms like tea leaves in endless kettles. And in rare, fortunate corners, chemistry writes poetry in the wet margins. Cells practice being, then practice again and again until sensation becomes memory, and memory becomes story, and story becomes you. Listen. Can you hear the comets? They move like winter birds, long migrations, long returns. They carry fossils of the early days, brittle, beautiful archives in cold glass. When a comet leans near a star, it grows a veil brighter than sorrow, longer than rumor, and writes its name across the sky in a script our ancestors tried to read. Every so often, one will visit your dawn, and you will look up with a feeling you cannot label, half fear, half joy, like seeing an old friend approach in a crowd after many years. We drift outward. There are star nurseries, vast rosy caverns in the dark, where light is young and clumsy but brave. There pillars of dust rise like cathedral columns, and shadows play at being walls, and sound would take a century to cross a single chamber. If we waited long enough, we would see new suns blink open like eyelids in slow motion. Patience is the language spoken there. The vocabulary is light, the grammar is gravity, the accent is eternity. Farther still, the spiral cities of stars, galaxies turn with the calm of dancers who know the floor by heart. Their arms cradle clusters, their centres hum with masses too shy to shine. Between them, deserts, wide and plain, where a single photon walks 1 billion years to deliver a note hardly longer than your name. You might think this is loneliness. It is not. It is space making room for everything else. Ah, and here, the dark matter. We do not see it, but we feel the way it gathers things, like a respectful host arranging chairs so every guest can find a conversation. Without it, galaxies would fling themselves apart in youthful exuberance. With it, they circle and settle, like families around a meal that never quite ends. What is it made of? The universe keeps some jewelry in locked drawers. We respect its privacy. We keep asking, gently. Now, a bend in the path. A black hole. People hear that name and imagine a mouth. But I think of a well, the kind that keeps secrets for villages. Deep, cool, useful, and possibly bottomless if you drop a pebble and never hear it land. At the lip of this well, its event horizon, time stretches like taffy. A star could dance there for an hour, and from far away seem to move less than the length of a sigh. If you fell, your fall would feel ordinary. Gravity is hospitable up close, until it wasn't. And beyond that, mystery. Perhaps the laws we know take off their coats and sit in the corner whispering, while stranger laws introduce themselves with shy smiles. Even these wells are not immortal. They bleed in whispers, Hawking's quiet weather, warmth slipping away like dusk from fields. Ages from now, when the last campfires of the cosmos gutter and the last songs grow thin, even black holes will loosen their fists. The universe will open its hands. It always does. Let's turn our lantern to something smaller, and just as grand. On a blue world, a tide-lidded creature crawls from the sea and blinks at the sun. The sun pours old gold on its back. Leaves lift their faces and drink light into sugar. Thunder rehearses a soliloquy over a ridge. In the night, moths write zigzag poems in porchlight ink. Somewhere, a child counts the seconds between lightning and thunder and learns the speed of sound with their bones. Somewhere else, a thinker breathing softly in a chair wonders why all this is, and feels both the weight and the wing of the question. You are a meeting place. Starlight, river water, bread and salt, lullabies and particle fields, all arriving to shake hands behind your eyes. Your attention is a lighthouse the whole ocean notices. When you look with kindness, the universe looks back with possibilities. When you listen with the soft part of your heart, the world tells you more of its names. Now, let's walk the shore of possibility. There are worlds with ruby rains and sapphire winds, worlds locked in daylight forever on one side and night forever on the other, with a twilight street down the middle where spring is permanent and the weather is polite. There are moons that herd rings like shepherds, planets with hearts of diamond, storms older than all recorded languages. Somewhere, 2 exoplanets pull each other so close that each becomes the other's horizon, 2 faces almost touching, trading tides like notes passed in class. And beyond even these, theories that read like bedtime stories whispered by the patient, brains and bubbles, multiverses stacked like books in a tall, kind library. Quantum foam, in which reality's surface fizzes like soda in sunlight. Do they exist? Perhaps. Perhaps not, but the thought of them is a key that opens rooms in the mind you didn't know were there. Rooms with windows looking out on kinder futures. Breathe again, in gathering the glow that floats in the air like dust in a slant afternoon sun. Out, releasing the ache you've carried between your shoulders all day. Let's talk about silence. Real silence. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of listening. The universe is full of it, in the long gulfs between pulses of a pulsar, in the paused breath before a supernova writes its last letter in brilliance, in winter fields under snow, in your room, now, as objects settle into their night shapes. This silence is not empty. It is generous. It makes room for what is true to arrive without bumping its elbows. Now, the constellations. We named them to keep from feeling lost. Dippers and hunters and birds and queens. We told stories across the cold, a net of meaning we could throw and pull back full. The stars did not mind. They were busy burning, but they lent us their light just the same, and our stories glowed. Tonight, you can rename them. Call that one patience, that one mercy, that one doorway, that one home, closer now. To your breath, to your pulse at the wrist, to the small creak in the walls as the air cools and wood remembers its trees. I want to show you something simple and inexhaustible. Hold your attention like a candle cupped in both hands. Bring it to the crown of your head, warm it there, and then let it float slowly down, over your brow, smoothing the weather of the day, over your eyes, which have worked so faithfully, over your cheeks, untensing the stories you told with them, over your jaw, which can rest now, like a boat tied gently to a dock, to your throat, the doorway of words and swallows, to your chest, where the old drum keeps time for the tribe of your cells, to your belly, where courage and ease shake hands, to your hips and legs, the pillars that carried you here, to your feet, your honest diplomats to the ground. Everything softens, everything says, we can put this down. And you do. We return each Cygnus, room the tixix of childless circetoclopation. We on need to every choir, with the last character of Asasiv, Hayod, a nice heatmin. Rest us now. Close your eyes fully. Feel the chair cradle you. Let the slow cello note rise from the floor and carry you on its back. You are safe in the dark. You are known by the night. You are a page in a book that is glad you are written. Sleep, traveller between stars. Sleep, little lighthouse on a friendly coast. Sleep while the galaxies keep watch, while the comets stitch their bright threads through the loom of night, while old light whispers across black water to the shore of your dreaming. And if you need a final promise, here it is. When you wake, the universe will still be here, patient, curious, kind, waiting to tell you more and delighted to listen to what you have to say in return. Good night, and deeper still.